Most of the suffering in your life is not caused by what happens to you. It's caused by what you cling to. People, outcomes, expectations, versions of the future that only exist in your mind. You attach your peace to things you cannot control, and then you wonder why you feel anxious. You build your happiness on conditions. I'll be okay if this works out. I'll feel complete when they stay. I'll be calm once I achieve this. And without realizing it, you give the world power over your inner state. Detachment is not about becoming cold, it's about becoming free. Free from needing things to go your way. Free from needing people to validate you. Free from needing certainty to move forward. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Epictetus. Most people think attachment is love, but attachment is fear. Fear of loss, fear of being alone, fear of facing yourself without distractions. So they cling. They cling to relationships that drain them. They cling to goals that no longer align. They cling to identities they've outgrown. Not because it's right, but because letting go feels like death. And in a way, it is. Not the death of something real, the death of an illusion. The illusion that you can control outcomes. The illusion that external things can guarantee inner peace. The illusion that your worth depends on what you possess. Detachment begins with one realization. You do not own anything in this world. Not people, not time, not even your own body. Everything is temporary, borrowed, passing through. And the more tightly you grip what is temporary, the more pain you feel when it changes. Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen. Epictetus. Most suffering is resistance. Resistance to reality, resistance to loss, resistance to the fact that life moves on without asking for permission. Detachment is acceptance without surrender. It's understanding that you can give your best effort without demanding a specific outcome. You still care, you still try, you still commit. But you no longer need. You don't need approval to feel worthy. You don't need success to feel complete. You don't need permanence to feel grounded. Because your stability is internal now, not external. And that changes everything. When you detach, you stop chasing. When you stop chasing, you start choosing. You choose what aligns with your values. You choose what respects your energy. You choose what brings peace, not just stimulation. And for the first time, you realize how much of your life was driven by fear. Fear of missing out, fear of being forgotten, fear of not being enough. So you stayed in situations that hurt. You tolerated what disrespected you. You sacrificed your standards for temporary comfort, not because you were weak, but because you were attached. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Epictetus. Detachment is not indifference, it's clarity. It's knowing that your inner state matters more than any outcome. It's knowing that peace is more valuable than winning. It's knowing that losing something that costs your integrity is not a loss at all. This is why detachment feels so powerful, because when you no longer fear loss, you become dangerous in the best way. You speak honestly. You walk away when needed. You stop begging life to be different. And suddenly, you are no longer controlled by circumstances. You are centered. If this message resonates with you, like and subscribe for more content like this. This channel is built for people who are done waiting.
Here is the part no one tells you.
Detachment does not make life smaller, it makes it lighter. You enjoy moments without clinging to them. You appreciate people without needing to own them. You pursue goals without letting them define you. You become present instead of anxious, calm instead of reactive, grounded instead of desperate. And the paradox is this: when you detach, life gives you more, not because you chase it, but because you're finally able to receive without fear. You stop trying to control everything, and you start controlling yourself, your reactions, your expectations, your emotional dependence. And this is real power, not domination, not manipulation, not ego, inner freedom. The kind that lets you walk through chaos calmly, the kind that lets you lose without breaking, the kind that lets you love without losing yourself. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop suffering over what you cannot control. You still give effort, you still show up, you still commit, but you no longer attach your peace to the result. And that is the ultimate form of self-mastery. Because when nothing external controls you, nothing can truly defeat you. There is a strange peace that arrives when you finally let go. Not the kind of peace that comes from everything going your way, but the kind that comes from realizing it doesn't have to. You stop asking life to be fair. You stop demanding certainty. You stop expecting people to fulfill roles they never promised. And in that moment, something shifts. You feel lighter, not because your problems disappeared, but because they stopped owning you. Detachment is not about losing interest in life. It's about losing fear of life, fear of losing, fear of change, fear of being misunderstood, fear of not being enough. Most people spend their entire lives trying to protect themselves from discomfort. They build emotional armor. They avoid risks. They stay in familiar patterns. But comfort does not bring peace. It brings stagnation. Real peace comes from acceptance, from standing in uncertainty without collapsing, from facing reality without resistance. When you detach, you stop confusing events with identity. A failure is no longer who you are. A rejection is no longer your worth. A loss is no longer your end. They become experiences, not definitions. And that is freedom. You begin to understand that nothing external can complete you, and nothing external can destroy you either. You still care, but you no longer cling. You still desire, but you no longer depend. You still move forward, but you no longer panic about the outcome. This is the difference between living from fear and living from strength. Fear says, "I need this to be okay." Strength says, "I will be okay no matter what." And the moment you adopt that mindset, your entire relationship with life changes. You stop chasing people who don't choose you. You stop forcing situations that resist you. You stop proving yourself to those who already decided. Not because you're bitter, but because you're grounded. Because your value is no longer negotiated externally, it's stable internally. Detachment teaches you the ultimate lesson. You can give everything without losing yourself. You can love deeply without surrendering control. You can pursue goals without being owned by them. You learn how to walk through life with open hands instead of clenched fists. And open hands don't hold fear. They hold presence. They hold clarity. They hold peace. The world will continue to change. People will come and go. Plans will fail. New challenges will appear. But you will remain centered. Not because life became easier, but because you became stronger inside. And that is what detachment truly offers. Not escape from reality, but mastery over it. Not avoidance of pain, but immunity to suffering. Not indifference, but inner freedom. The kind no one can take from you, no matter what happens next.